A very, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Jeannie Tan, and you are welcome to Passion Global Singapore, Malaysia. And this is a platform for a global family. And we welcome every single one of you here today, tonight, or this morning. Yeah, wherever you're from. So I would like to do a very short intro because I noticed there are quite a number of new friends with us today, and all are warmly welcome. So Passion Global stands for Nurturing Mindset and Leadership. And Passion Global Singapore, that's our aim and that's our vision. And also, how did we get started? We actually got started in November 2020 through this lady called Chui Hia, and she's our first lady in Singapore. And because of her, she got Mabel involved. And after Miss Mabel Chan got involved, and both of them started looking for their sponsor because they do not know who their sponsor were and where the sponsor is from. So they started looking, and by God's grace and leading, within 2 days, yes, they found their sponsor. And the sponsor is none other than Dr. Bill Williams. Yeah, and it is through Dr. Bill Williams who gave us the confidence, the content to get started. And that was how the trial webinar got started by 23rd of September 2021. And by the first public webinar really rolled off on the 30th of September 2021. And of course, from that day till today, without fail, rain or shine, every Thursday in Singapore time, 8:30 p.m., we are here. So if you are new to us, please come visit us every Thursday, 8:30 Singapore time. Without fail, we will be here. Whether we are sick, whether it's rain or it's shine, the ball will get rolling here. And we are all here as a global family. And we really, really want to see more new friends. If you have your friends who have not visited us, please do invite your friends to come visit us. So through Dr. Bill's guidance and leading, we actually got the ball rolling till today, and we are still staying strong. And we are very, very grateful for Dr. Bill Williams. So thank you, Dr. Bill. And he is our resident leader and host with Global Passion here. So our webinar team has always been a vision of ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE's vision is our vision, and our mission is OBLESS, a passion for humanity, eradicating the poverty and to uplift humanity. And that is our mission. And we would like to also gather people with us to run this mission together, and we stand with Mr. Ash Mufara. Wow. So now I would like to pass the ball to Kumaran. Kumaran, please.
Kumaran, okay.
Kumaran is from Malaysia.
Yes, he's the one who created this avatar or this introduction video. Let me share. Let me see.
Solution. Hello, dear founders. I am so honored because I am the guest speaker for this Thursday's Dr. Bill Williams OPassion Singapore Malaysia webinar on the 24th of August 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 8:30 p.m. Singapore time. I am preparing to be a world changer. I believe that everyone can make a difference, and I am excited to share my tips with you. I hope you join us for this important webinar. See you there.
This is just the beginning. I'm very happy how it came out. Nothing like we planned, but it was perfect.
We go to the top with the Philippines. We go to the top with the Netherlands.
Singapore.
We go Singapore.
Absolutely.
All
We
over
are
the
in
world.
Singapore. We'll make a show of it. Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, indeed.
See you at the top.
See you at the top. Thank you, Dr. Bill. Appreciate you.
We are here, we are on passive, shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. In it to win it, in it to win it. In it to win it, in it to win it. Bringing hope, shining the light. We're a nation, we are rising with one love, with one goal, bringing solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. In it to win it, in it to win it, to win it. In it to win it, in it to win it, to win it. In it to win it, in it to win it. In it to win it, in it to win it. To win it, to win it, to win it, to win it. In it to win it, to win it, to win it. Standing tall, we are the unicorn, we are the stars. Standing strong, intent. We are the unicorn, we are the
Wow, thank you, Kumaran. That was great sharing about Team Passion during the last 20 months. It is nice to remember the active founders who support our webinar each week and the guest speakers who have visited us. By the way, my name is Joanne Wong. I co-host the next agenda. I will invite Brother John Barilla to guide us on the do's and don'ts during our webinar. Please take over, Brother John.
Yes, thank you very much, Joanne. Thank you. Hello everybody. Just a few do or don'ts. Please don't raise your hands right now or throughout the presentation, which will be coming up shortly. Please, we don't like to see the hands up when we're not going to call on it for a while because it's not the Q&A time yet. So don't raise your hands now, but wait, and a little later, we'll let you know it's time to raise your hands for questions and answers also, please. Well, of course, keep your mics muted. Also, please sit up straight if you're on video and I see it as maybe lying down. Or just not looking proper, because we want to look nice and neat and friendly here, or I'll close your video. So anyway. That's about it. Oh, and no questions in the chat please, or we'll answer questions in a little while when we call for questions and answers. Okay, that's about it. For now, thank you very much folks, and take over please, Joanne.
Thank you, Brother John Barilla. Now I will invite the one, in the only one, our First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny, to thank our God. Please, Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much, Joanne, for giving me this opportunity. And also, I want to thank Brother John Barilla for the do's and don'ts. And the rest guys for coming here, we love you guys. And the first thing I want to thank is our Father. I want to thank our Maker, our God. Because He, by the way, brought all of us together this afternoon, this evening and this morning. He loves all of us. That is where we can breathe in and out. As you all know, there are a lot of people in the hospital that are begging for this air. They're paying for it, so when you wake up in the morning, please thank your God. I want to thank our Father again for sending somebody to us. That is why we are here. He sent our visionary to all of us, right? This visionary saw the vision and he was not selfish. He decided to share this opportunity with all of us. And his name is Mr. Ashmafair. If it wasn't for him, we will now not be here. Thank you, thank you. Joanne, to you now.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. That's really touching our hearts. Now let's invite our Singapore great leader, creating so many ONPASSIVE founders in Southeast Asia. Let's welcome Sister Mabel.
Yes.
The floor is yours. Please continue.
Thank you. Let me stop share. So, welcome back. And that was a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Kumaran, for preparing all that, the avatar. So, I will take about 10 minutes presentation, but let's wait for Dr. T to come back on. And Dr. T, you're back. Okay, let me share. I will just take about 10 minutes to go through some introduction, including introducing Dr. T. This is mine. Let me pin myself. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is All Passion Singapore, Malaysia Global, and we are your host team here. Dr. Bill Williams is our resident leader. Myself, my name is Mabel Chan. We have Jeannie Tan here, Faith Yo from Singapore. We have Kumaran from Malaysia. We have Florence Howe, also from Malaysia, and Dr. Benny, Debbie, John, and Jeffrey Moloch here with us, empowering the whole All Passion. And why we can hold it week after week, because it is not one person doing it. It is an entire team upholding, inviting speakers, etc. So thank you, host team. And tonight we have this power lady, Dr. T, Dr. Tunishai A. Ford from USA. I'm going to introduce her in just a while, but this is really a power night. And the agenda is, what do we have in your hand? She's going to ask us, what do we have in our hand? And preparing to be a world changer. The agenda, yes, I'm repeating myself. I will spend about my presentation here will just take about 10 minutes, which will cover a little bit about updates, which is so important. And then Dr. T will share with us, as what I have mentioned, what do we have in our hands? And we are a world changer. And then the floor, the webinar will be open to everyone sharing about passion or any question that you may have for Dr. T. All passion, Singapore, Malaysia, global. As Jeannie has shared, our goal is nurturing mindset and leadership for passion for all blessed, igniting passion for humanity, to form all passion groups and help them achieve their goals. Our initial plan, as what we are doing here week after week, is actually inviting affiliates, founders, leaders to share their passions. It could be one at a time, but as we keep sharing, suddenly we will have an army marching forward, unstoppable, to make the world a better place. And this next slide is passion groups. As we come together, as we share our interests, we will be able to identify passion groups. One of the groups that we know we will have is clean drinking water projects. Debbie McCormick, this is for you, and we are for you. Feeding the poor, homeless, aged and needy, many people are happy to support this. We have orphans, refugees, and of course, one of my passion for animals, strays, and the wildlife, and many, many more. And we can have all these passion groups in different areas, locations, countries, and of course, globally. Now we just a few slides to touch on the heart of our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufarah. He said, do it or die. He guarantees our success, and he vowed to share wealth with us. Ash Mufarah says an army of CPAs, financial teams, and of course, legal team are going to fine-tune the projected commission plan that is eminently coming, and we just need to be in it to win it. Here, this is 3 slides about update. Update. We have All Connect coming forth soon, and the free version, those of us who do not know yet, let's be informed. All Connect has a free version, and that is up to 300 attendees can attend the webinar with unlimited time, unlike now what we have, limited time to 40 minutes with another provider. But All Connect, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want. You don't have to sign up the paid program if you don't want. There is a free version, up to 300 attendees, unlimited time. And then, of course, I'm going to elaborate on the next slide. We have a paid version, $125 per month, up to 10,000 attendees. Good for organization, churches, even companies with more than 300 attendees. Many packages and features will be available during the first release of package. It could be many packages could be available maybe on the 2nd or 3rd month of the release of All Connect. And then whether it's be founders or members joining, there are ways to pay monthly, quarterly, or annually. Now, the next slide is important. Update again. What founders are expected to come out of pocket to activate each account? This is what we all want to know. And I know there are many explanations, many messages explaining this or assumptions, but I believe mine, I try to be as accurate as possible. Jeffrey, Dr. Derek. So this is All Connect. It is announced by corporate that for up to 10,000 attendees, the monthly subscription is US $125. And the opening package for founders like you and I here is Family Time here is 3 months subscription. The company is going to give us 1 month free. We only need to pay 2 months. This is a first quarter subscription. 1 month free, 2 months we pay 125 times 2. I go a bit slow just in case some of us do not know that All Connect is coming forth now, and the announcement we have is this subscription fees. So if you can see, 3 months subscription, we only pay for 2 months. In other words, it's $225 for a 3-month subscription. And then we have money in our O wallet. When we first migrate to the OES platform, we were given a 10 O coins. In the O wallet, our credit are known as O coins. So we already have, all of us know, when we have migrated, all of us know that we have 10 O coins. And then we all know that the company will be refunding to us our joining fee of 97 O coins. $97 in the O wallet is called O coins. Then, therefore, we would have a total of 107 O coins when the company refund us this subscription fee. And then remember here, we have to pay $250 for 3-month subscription, the first 3 months. So here we go. Total payable for 3-month subscription would be 250 less 107 O coins in O wallet. We have to pay, we have to subscribe with $143 when O Connect finally come forth for us to purchase. And then all of us know we have a program, we have a product called O Verify, and the company is so kind to us. When we sign up for O Verify, just like when we migrated to the OES, the company will give us 10 O coins when O Verify is available for us to subscribe. But this will take, this will be in the next phase of after when O Connect is launched. So therefore, we cannot add the 10 O coins now in the 107. So these 10 O coins will be credited to us when O Verify is activated worldwide. So this is a very important page for those who want to know how much they need to come out of pocket when O Connect is launched. So here, this is where KYC O Verify is launched. The company will give us 10 O coins when we sign up. And this is another update that we are so proud, and with gladness we are announcing, yes, ONPASSIVE will have our own debit cards. And this is what Mr. Ash Mufara announced to us recently. This is something complicated, but it's something we so welcome, to be able to transfer our O coins into our very own ONPASSIVE debit card. But this will come a few months later, not immediate, okay? Now, this next slide is to tell you there are many, many announcements and updates, and we would prefer that founders like you and I, affiliates like you and I, go to the back office, go to the update to read all of them. You know, Mr. Ash Mufara, each time he comes, he gives us a lot of update, and to have a good info about that, it's better that we go into the back office. So here we go now. The next thing is Mr. Ash Mufarah, the vision of ONPASSIVE, making the world a better place, one person at a time. You and I are that one person, one family at a time. Your family and my family is that blessed family. And then collectively, the 1.4 million of us can touch 1.4 million persons at a time. 1.4 million families at a time, several communities at a time, and eradicating poverty as much as possible. This is the vision of Mr. Ash Mufarah and the 1.4 million of us. He said recently, we are his motivation. Mr. Ash Mufarah says, my name is Ash Mufarah, and I will conquer starvation in the world. He said this in July this year. Mr. Ash Mufarah says, we are fighters for you, for humanity. He says, our passion, his passion is not to build his legacy, but to build our legacy, your legacy and my legacy. So together, we can dream bigger. This is an ONPASSIVE movement. Mr. Ash Mufarah says his goal is for ONPASSIVE to be a beacon of hope for humanity. And I believe in ONPASSIVE because God is in it. Mr. Ash Mufarah had acknowledged God. He said God has endorsed ONPASSIVE and given him triple power. What are the three triple power? The very vision of making the world a better place is empowering him, is pushing him, is giving him that motivation, that drive to move forward, irrespective of how difficult it is to launch ONPASSIVE. The 1.4 million of us early registrants are his power, one of his power. And of course, the executive team, the working teams, is also his power. Now, when he acknowledged God in the open, when a man acknowledges God, it is humility, and God will exalt him in due time. His achievements will be divinely empowered. And indeed, ONPASSIVE will make a world a better place for many generations to come. Now, the heart of tonight's speaker, Dr. Tunishai A. Ford. Let me attempt to introduce him. Now, he is a very well-known speaker. She and Faith is always helping me. And you can find her on the social media, Dr. Tunishai A. Ford. She is the founder and CEO of Your Own Uniqueness Inc., a nonprofit organization for self-improvement, overcoming barriers, realizing full potential and destiny. Thank you, Dr. T, for gracing and empowering us tonight. We thank you for coming. She is an international transformational speaker, life coach, empowerment trainer, teacher of life skills. She is also host of a TV talk show, though it's now called Former. But yes, indeed, she had her own show called the Dr. Tunishai Ford Show. One more slide about her. Educator, author of 4 books. Namely, this is a comma in your life, not a period. I miss the hugs, but not the hurts. The spirit in you taking control of your life from the inside out. And then she's the editor-in-chief of an online international magazine, Discovering You magazine. Dr. Tunishai, again, I say thank you. And You are speaking to us again in August. You will speak to us in September. So you have these 2 sessions to really wake us up and empower us. The floor is yours, Dr. T. Wow.
My goodness, I was just trying to figure out who that lady was you were introducing.
That's you.
And I have one question. Who was that gorgeous lady in the purple suit? Oh my God, I am so honored to be here. You just don't know. I thank God. First of all, let me just give honor to God.
Amen.
From all my blessings come.
Amen.
When I woke up this morning, I gave him thanks, and I have this honor to be on this platform. Thank you to all the global ambassador leaders here right now who are supporting me from Deep Dive. I thank you so much, those who are hosting this show, Dr. Bill Williams and others. I really do appreciate this opportunity. And I thought about this message because I felt that it would be appropriate for your platform, Passion. And I came up with the title. I must be honest with you. I've done this message before. Okay, and whenever I do this message, my best friend and my assistant, Antoinette Coleman, she's here with us today, and she always encourages me. I want to hear that message again. I always do it differently, though. I never do it the same way. So even though she heard it before, it would not be done the same way. I promise you, Antoinette, you will not be bored. So my desire today is to inspire you and hopefully transform your minds and your hearts. This is why I came up with the title, What Do You Have in Your Hand? What do you have in your hand? And preparing to be world changers. But before I go into the meat of my message, I want to give you more about my background. You got my bio and everything, but I want you to know how all this came to fruition, what led up to this, what led up to the accomplishments. And I don't really call them accomplishments. I call them just the mandate that God had on my life. So I don't take credit for it at all. I give him full credit. But I want to give you the story that led up to me realizing what I had in my hand and how I decided to be a world changer. In January 28, 1998, I was diagnosed with an insidious disease called Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a form of cancer of the lymphatic system. I was in the 4th and last stage of the cancer. I had a tumor on my spine and one in my chest. It was the size of a large lemon, about 9 centimeters. And 9 centimeters is very large, like the size of a fist. And that's a very large tumor to be inside someone's chest or on their spine. I went from a wheelchair to a walker to a cane. And if anyone met me today, you would say, Dr. T, you have never been sick a day in your life. I don't believe you. You didn't go through that. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Marlock. Thank you so much. Okay. That's right. This is something to clap about. Yes. And I give God the glory. No one will be able to look at me and tell I was sick a day in my life. But in addition to the physical condition, I was lonely. I felt alone. I was in a place of despair. I harbored unforgiveness in my heart, and I was very bitter because there were people that truly hurt me. And I believe that was one of the reasons that the cancer came upon my body. Do you know that when you harbor unforgiveness and bitterness in your heart, that what you do, you draw sickness and disease. And I'm pretty sure if Dr. Derek is online, I don't see him because my screen is kind of small, he would tell you the same thing. You cannot live your life harboring unforgiveness and bitterness, depression, because nothing good's going to come out of that, because your body is made to be in sync. Soul, spirit, and body. All that has to be in sync because God wants to dwell in a healthy environment. And mine was sick because I harbored those things in my heart. But there was one thing that was always on my heart. I always had a heart for purpose. But because of that time in my life, all I was doing was chasing the dollar. Chasing the dollar. That was me. I worked for Detroit Public Schools. I was an instructor. I taught adults their GED. I got them ready for their GED test. Those were people who did not complete high school. So I was the one that prepared them for their GED. And then later on, I prepared them for job readiness. And all I did, I went from school to school, making all this money, doing very well. I had a dream job, so I thought. So I was chasing the dollar. So when this cancer ordeal came upon me, let me tell you this, it's a very humbling experience when you're on your back looking up at God, on your back looking up. So it got to the point where I became so discouraged. I just told God, I said, I don't want to go through this anymore. I can't take it. The people that I thought were in my corner, they were not in my corner. And the ones that I least expected to be in my corner, they were there. Isn't that God? Isn't that God? Isn't that God? So I got to the point, and this is true. This is a true story. I turned my head to the wall. And any of you who are Bible scholars who know about the Bible, there's one character in the Bible that turned his head to the wall, Hezekiah. You see, I turned my head to the wall, and I did something different. See, I didn't ask God to heal me. I didn't do that. I know you may be surprised, but I didn't do that. I asked God to take me. I said, Lord, I can't take this anymore. Take me, because I'm discouraged. I don't see any purpose in my life. I don't see any reason for going on. And he spoke to me in that still, quiet voice. Dr. Benny, yes, God can talk to you. It was a voice. It just permeated the room. I mean, I wasn't audible, but it was inside of here, inside my heart. I heard him so clearly. I said, Lord, I can't do this. I turned my head to the wall. And he said, Tunishai. I heard him just as clear. Tunishai. Nobody can call your name like God. Nobody can call your name like God. Tunishai. He says, I hear you. I see your pain. He said, but I have a great work for you to do. And I need for you to stay here to do it. He said, but I'll give you a choice. He said, you can either die and give up the ghost, because I was very ill. I almost faced death a couple of times. One time I really came very, very close. And that was the time I turned my head to the wall. He said, you can let go or you can live. He said, what do you want to do? And when I began to think about it, and God began to show me my life going forward. And I said, I want to live. I screamed it out, I want to live. If you had been in my room, you was, who's this crazy lady? What is she doing? I said, I want to live. And when I made up in my mind to live, everything turned around. Remember, I was diagnosed on January the 28th of 1998. I was cancer-free in September of 1998. Come on, God. Yes, I was. When I went back to work, I had more money in my bank account than the time I had the whole time I was working. God blessed me financially. And after that time, I wrote my first book. And my first book was I Miss the Hugs, but Not the Hurts. That was a book about coming out of toxic and codependent relationships. And then I later wrote the other books. The next one being, this is a comma in your life, not a period. And that book tells you all about the cancer ordeal that I just shared with you. And when I went through that ordeal, I realized that God had a grand purpose for my life. And I made up in my mind that I was going to fulfill it. And now this brings me to a character that I know that most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with. A gentleman in the Bible, one of our patriarchs, Moses, one of my favorite characters in the Bible, Moses. All of you know the story of Moses. He went from the Nile River to the palace, to becoming a refugee, being a fugitive, to going to be a shepherd, and then back to the palace. But how did he get to that place? He was a world changer. He was a deliverer. But when he first met God, which we find in Exodus 4:1-20, when he first met God, God told him, I have a great commission for you. And I want to tell you all right now, God has a great commission for all of you. And I know that you can relate to this biblical character. But when God told Moses that he had a great commission for him, what did Moses do? What do we most of us do? Make excuses? Oh God, not me. I know I did. Don't send me. I don't know if I can do that. I thought of 100. When God told me what he called me to do, I thought of 101 women that could go out there and do it better. But God said, I called you. I want you to do it. And the same thing with Moses. When he appeared to Moses, Moses made all kinds of excuse why he couldn't do it. And God asked him, he said, now let me tell you something. He said, what do you have in your hand? That's what this is coming from. This is where the message is coming from. What do you have in your hand, Moses? A stick, a staff. I have a staff, which I use to shepherd the sheep. He said, with that staff, I'm going to use that to help you become a world changer. A what? A world changer. I'm going to do what? A world changer. Who, me? Yes, you. Do you know the story? He delivered people that were in bondage for over 400 years. And I don't mean that, I'm talking about millions. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like our founder and CEO, Ashman Farm? Millions. He delivered people from a place of poverty and lack and a poor mindset, who were sickly, who were defeated, who didn't seem to have a purpose. This was his mission. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like Mr. Ashman Farm? Yes, it does. But there's a Bible. There was a Moses in our Bible who had the same commission. And what did he say to God? He said, who am I? And God said, it doesn't matter about who you are. It's about who I am. I'm the one sending you. And Moses said, I won't know what to say. And God said, I'll speak through you. And he said, who will listen to me? He said, they'll listen to you because I'm going to give you the power. And he said, I can't speak. I stutter. I stutter, Lord. He said, don't worry about it. I'm going to send you help. You won't have to worry about stuttering because I'm going to make sure that you say and do what I've called you to say and do. So all was well. So Moses was on his journey. He was on his journey. And I'm saying to you right now that you are on a journey. And I want to ask you this question. What do you have in your hand? Moses had a staff. Now, let me just say this to you. The staff was not his mission. The staff was not his purpose. The staff was the tool that God used to help him change the world. The staff was the tool that God used to help him do what he was mandated to do. What do you have in your hand? Let me answer that question for you. ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is what you have in your hand. It is the tool, it is the gateway that God has allowed. It's the reason why it's 1.4 million people and not more. You know how big the world is. 1.4 million people compared to the people in the world, that's a very small number. That's a very small number. Think about it. When there's billions. But 1.4 million people heeded the call. They heeded the call. They said yes. And say, what do you have in your hand? I'm going to give you ONPASSIVE. And I'm going to fuel it. God said, I'm going to fuel it. But you have to have your passion. You got to take on the mantle that I've put in your heart. So I want to tell you right now, I'm going to give you 7 keys. 7 keys that you're going to utilize to find out how to use what you have in your hand and how to prepare world changers. And these are the things that Moses did, and these are the things that I did, and I'm still doing. The keys. Here are the keys that you have in your hand that will help you prepare to be world changers. The first key is understand that preparation is not lost time. Preparation is not lost time. Do you know that God was preparing you for such a time as this before you even knew about ONPASSIVE? He prepared Moses. It was a reason why he came from the Nile. And it was a reason why the princess raised him and let him live in the palace. Because he had to understand their laws and their way of life. Because he had to know how to approach Pharaoh when he went back. He didn't know about all that. It was a reason why he became a fugitive and left and was in the wilderness with the staff. Because he had to prepare how to deal with sheep. And sheep are the most stubborn animals in the world. And if you know anything about herding sheep, they just do their own thing. That's why they have to have that staff, because they'll do their own thing. They'll go out on their way and do their own thing. What are we doing? We are leading sheep. And I'll tell you something, even Mr. Espenfaro, he's leading some sheep, because I'll tell you, some of the 1.4 million people, some of them are sheep. They're doing their own thing, aren't they? Okay, but then you have the ones who are in compliance. But the first key, again, is understanding that preparation is not lost time. And he's been preparing you since the foundation of the world, because he knew that this day was going to come, and he knew that you were going to heed the call. And he's been preparing you through your trials and your tribulations, your education, the things that you thought you just couldn't handle. I didn't think I could come through cancer, but that made me. It broke me, and then it made me. It broke me, and then it made me. And don't you understand that God can take your misery and turn it into your ministry? God can take that very thing that you said you could not do and let you know you can do it with him. But he gave you ONPASSIVE. What do you have in your hand? ONPASSIve. Because you cannot do anything without money. The word of God says that everything, come on now, the word of God says that money is the answer to all things. Am I right, Dr. Benny? Money is the answer to all things. You can't do anything without money. You can't build any wells. You can't start any businesses. You can't build orphanages. You can't build shelters for dogs, or rescuing dogs, or whatever you want to do. You can't do anything about finances. So God is giving you the tool in your hand. So he's been preparing you for everything you went through up to this time. He prepared you for this time. Number two key is availability. Availability for such a time as this. That's the key word. Availability for such a time as this. I was watching a video with Marty, Red and Chris, and one of the things that Marty was saying is all the bad things that are going on in the world. You know what's going on in the world. You keep up with that. What is your place? You got to be available. God is saying you got to be available. The harvest is plentiful. But we only have 1.4 million people that heeded the call. 1.4 million people that heeded the call. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great commission. So are you available? When God says go, are you going to go? We said speak, are you going to speak? That's the most important thing. When he says act, are you going to act? So you have to be available. So number one is understanding that preparation is not lost time. Number two, are you available? Number three, accountability. When God gives you a commission, when he puts a mandate on your life, there's some accountability involved. Oh yeah. You're accountable to making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, because God's looking. Those people that you're assigned to are dependent upon you, and you've got to be accountable to yourself. So accountability is a third key, a very important key. You must be accountable for what God has called you to do. Number four, not allowing yourself to fall into these two areas. There's two areas that you have to stay away from. And I don't care how much you think you've arrived. Every now and then we fall into this place. And the first one is comparing yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't look over here and say, well, they're over here starting a shelter over there, and I need to, no, because God never calls two people to do the same thing the same way. You and I might be on the same road. I might be called to do one thing, and you might be called to do the same thing. But because you're doing it and I'm doing it, there's two different people. God's going to do two different type of works. Although it may be the same genre, although it may be the same kind of people, but the work is going to be different because he's using unique whole individuals to do it. Does that make sense? So don't compare yourself to anybody else's work, because when you do that, that becomes discouraging. Jealousy can seep in, depression can seep in, and when you fall yourself falling off the wagon, you won't get anything done. The other part is basing your self-worth on someone else's values and standards. Don't let anybody else define you. When you're on this journey, of ONPASSIVE, and when you're on this journey to find out what your passion is and what your work is, do not allow anyone to define you. Let no one try to validate who you are in this thing. And there'll be people who will try you. There are going to be people who say, you're not doing anything worthwhile. I don't even believe in what you're doing. You got to stay steadfast. You've got to stay, thank you, Jeffrey. You've got to stay steadfast in this work. Because whatever God calls you to do, there are going to be challenges. It's not going to be easy, but it will be feasible. You're going to be able to do it. Why? Because he said, I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. God said, I've got you. And everything is going to be well. And the fifth one is don't look at the bigness of the assignment. Don't look at the bigness of the assignment, but look at the bigness of the assigner. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Don't look at the bigness of the assignment, but look at the bigness of the assigner. Who's the assigner? God. Who's called you? God. And I always tell people, I don't care about what you think about me or what I'm doing. Take it up with him. And isn't that what Mr. Ashman Farrell is doing? He said, take it up with God, because I know this is God ordained. I know this is God ordained. I don't have to apologize for anything. No, I can't do it within myself. No, I cannot do. You're right. You're absolutely right. I cannot do this within myself. But I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Don't look at the bigness of your assignment. Look at the bigness of the one who assigned it. And number six, be a purpose chaser and not a profit chaser. I'm going to say that again. Be a purpose chaser, not a profit chaser. Ashman Farrell always said, this is not money driven. This is about people. This is about changing lives. This is about changing lives. And I want to give you a definition of the word purpose. This is the definition that God gave me years ago. And it's so profound that I even put it on a mug, and I'm selling those mugs. I sell those mugs. The definition of purpose, and I believe that God gave me this definition. Purpose is a divine and deliberate mandate from God that glorifies him, justifies man's existence, and it serves mankind. So if you are taking up space on this earth, and whatever you're doing is not glorifying God and is not serving mankind, you are not walking in purpose. So purpose, again, is a divine and deliberate mandate from God that glorifies him, justifies man's existence, and it serves mankind. And it serves mankind. And the last one, key number 7, is to live your life by Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And I know it's a very popular proverb. I use it all the time. I live my life by this. This is the New Living Translation. Trust God with all your heart and do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you the path which to take. Let me say that one again. Trust God with all your heart and do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Ashman Farrell has always said that he's a world changer, that he knows what he's called to do is from God. What is your passion? What is your drive? What is your why? God has put ONPASSIVE in your hand. And I promise you, it's more powerful than the staff that Moses had. But you know that Moses did great things with that staff. He delivered a nation. Your world, we talked about being a world changer. Your world may not be millions right now, and that's fine. Your world might just be thousands. It might be even hundreds. It might just be a handful. But it's your world. It's your calling. It's your assignment. It's your mandate. What God wants us to do is pick up that mantle and carry it to the fullness and be the best that you can be at it. And don't depend on anybody else but him. And go inside yourself and always understand that you can do anything but fail. Because as long as God has orchestrated your steps, that you will not fail and you will become a world changer because it's for the take, because the harvest is right. You already know that. And he wants to send you the labor because you said, I'll go. But whatever happens, remember to apply these 7 keys to your life. And I want to do a recap right now of the 7 keys. Whenever I speak, the deep dive will tell you, I always do a recap so that you all can, I want you to remember what I'm saying. So here's the recap. The first key is understand that preparation is not lost time. Number 2, availability for such a time as this. Number 3, accountability to and for others. Number 4, not allowing yourself to fall into these 2 areas. You don't want to compare yourself to others, and you don't want to base your self-worth on someone else's standards or values. Number 5, don't look at the bigness of the assignment, but look at the bigness of the assignment. And number 6, be a purpose chaser, not a profit chaser. And the last but not least, if you don't remember anything else, last but not least, live your life by Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust God with all your heart and do not depend on your own understanding, but seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. And I believe with all my heart that if you apply these 7 keys, that you will be on your way to using what you have in your hand and becoming the most phenomenal world changer. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Wow, my goodness. Wow. We are enriched. We are enriched. We are being led. We are being led in this direction. Wow. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. You know, all of us have many faiths, you know, but ultimately we know man is feeble and we need God. I always tell ourselves that we can't see even, you know, when you are in the corner, you can't even know what is around the corner. So how feeble we are.
Yes.
But God knows everything.
Yes.
So much for us to digest tonight. And I'm still digesting, but if anyone have digested something, maybe someone can start sharing, you know. Let's ponder. Let's be slow. We have lots of time. We have now till 10:30 for us to gather some of our thoughts to continue to ponder what we have in our hand on passive, and I like what you also last says, we can do nothing but succeed, or we can do anything but fail. We can do anything but fail because God is with us. You know, just need to persevere, be determined, and ponder all the 7 points that Dr. T has given us tonight. And I'm so glad you're coming to speak to us in September again. And may I say, we will not let you go, Dr. T. You will come back
how to
again.
find me. You know how to find me. Call Dr. Benny, call Deborah, call Dr. Derek. You know how you get in touch with me.
There's so much in you, and you are just giving us like what Ash says, you know, he has only given us the tip of the iceberg, and so are you tonight. You know, I'm so glad. Let's continue to ponder and digest and share. But we are so glad we have 2 hands raised. Dr. Bill Williams, you know, Dr. Bill Williams always have to summarize some thoughts for us, you know, one of the hardest jobs. And then, of course, Kumaran is the next one, and Jeffrey Moloch. Wow. Dr. Bill Williams.
Hi, Dr. Bill.
Thank you. How are you, Tanisha?
I'm great. All is well. All is well. Thank you.
Lovely talk, lovely motivation, lovely spiritual guidance. I think that's very helpful at this point. You know, I'm drawn back to the years I studied the Bible, and I went through each book, like studied Genesis for a year, studied the life of Moses for a year, and just went through over 12 years. And everything you said just rings bells. I'm reminded that Moses is one of my biggest heroes in the Bible, because
Yes.
he led people to the promised land.
Yes.
He took them out of bondage. And we could say Ash has many of the same attributes
Yes.
that Moses had, because he was leading us from one place to another. And the provision, you know, your word is today the provision. We need daily bread. We need manna from heaven to sustain us through the 40 years. We're wandering in the desert right now in ONPASSIVE, truly. Everybody's waiting for that day they can cross the River Jordan, right?
Yes.
God promised that he would bring them to the promised land, but he didn't say how long it would take. He didn't say who would go. And it's interesting that if you follow history, those who were on the trek may never have crossed the River Jordan. Some of the older original people. So there were some that were winners and some that were not quite able to see the final crossing, right?
Yes.
It didn't mean they lost. It means that they didn't get to the place they thought they would get to. And as we look, what we've been going through is pre-crossing of the Jordan. We've been through the 7 plagues. The frogs have fallen on us. And we've had all the different locusts. We've had all the different things happen that happened down in Egypt. Well, we crossed the Red Sea when people were chasing us. And I think right now, some people feel like they're being chased. You know, the people are after us. Well, that's going to pass. The Red Sea will close the chapter on that chase, right? God has a plan, right? So I think that we're wandering through the desert, getting to that place, and we have to put aside the shiny objects. You know, the Israelites had golden calves kind of show up periodically. That's kind of like our shiny objects that divert our attention from exactly what we want to keep our eyes on. And Ash has got the vision, Ash has got the goal, and we're having to stay tuned. So I like the Moses analogy. I like the way you presented the 7 things that you focus on to prepare for the world changing. Because I think if we will look at the delivery of the products as the crossing over into the Jordan, it means a sea change in that opportunity will be in our laps. And then we start going from challenge of survival to challenge of how to create success around us in ever increasing circles. To me, the way we be a world changer is that we drop a pebble in the water and watch the ripple effect of what the seed that we are given, $1, $100, $1,000, whatever we're given to work with, it's going to ripple and it will magnify over time. So I'm right in there with you on the message, and I certainly appreciate the way you delivered it. And, you know, the fire and the passion that you have matches the fire and the passion of this group in Singapore and around the world. So thanks for being with us and sharing such a valiant message.
Thank you so much for the invite and allowing me to share. Thank you, Dr. Mills. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kumaran.
People, I'll let Brother Jeffrey, because I think he have to leave shortly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Is it Jeffrey?
Yeah, I've got no problem with it. Man, I'm telling you, Dr. Dr. Tunishai Ford. You had me from like your second sentence in. I mean, I climbed right up on that soapbox mentally with you. I was there. You just, man, you touched on so many things, and it wasn't just the ONPASSIVE. It was a very practical application of life lessons that came from you, that originated from you, and something that you learned from that you then passed on to us. And that just really opened me up, and I just was going, wow, because the kind of, and I'm gonna jump back in that, because I think that's very, very important for everybody here, personally, as a very practical way to apply these things to our lives, that the kind of illness, Dr. Ford, that you went through, and the thoughts that accompany that kind of event and circumstance, is one that fosters division, unity, separateness. I mean, you feel alone, unable to be helped. I mean, it just really does put you down into a very unworthy state. And it just, that sickness and that cancerousness and that atmosphere that you're in mentally, it really, it just wants you to pull away and shrink away into oblivion. And I'm telling you what, Dr. Ford, when you hit a point in life that is like that, it's a very serious time for a very serious decision, and it's got to be made. And when that happens in our lives, if we're not willing to go through that change, to change that mindset, to change your heart, to die to self, right? When we get to that place in life where we would rather die than continue living the way that we are, when we get there, that's the hot spot, baby. That's where you have just died to yourself. You've cried out to God. And at that point, we get over ourselves, and God says, now, in your brokenness, I can make you whole. And we can use you for the greater good and to glorify God who is in heaven.
Praise God.
Wow, I'm telling you what.
Praise God.
Believe me, the mission of the enemy is to make you believe that you are not a perfect child of God, and that you are perfect just the way you are, but rather they want to beat you into, the enemy wants to beat you into a dormancy that leads to a very ineffective, unpowerful life. And you talked about Moses. Yeah. He's just like us. First thing we do is say, I can't do that because of all these reasons. Don't pick me. Don't choose me. But when you take those reasons away and just forget about it and say, okay, what do I have? I'll use what I got, because that's when God can work with us. And you think about them going around that mountain 40 years, that is a generation. Do you understand? But by the time they got to go into the promised land, they didn't even have the same people. That was right. A generational mindset. They had to wipe out the entire generation to get them thinking right, to go to right place. I mean, yes, it's crazy. But Dr. Bill, you talked about ONPASSIVE's journey, comparing it with the Israelites. Yeah, absolutely. And I drilled down a little further in saying that, look at the mindset that we all started with. I mean, man, we're in here to make a buck. Whoa, this is going to be a platform. It's going to make us all rich. I'm in, but through the last how many years have we gone from thinking of ourselves and lifting ourselves and that to, wow, we've got a company that's going to build us and give us what we need, so that then we can stop focusing on us, we'll have it, and we can spend our energy on focusing on others and providing for others and sharing with others and building others and loving others and doing things for others rather than ourselves. And that's the beauty of what we've got within OnPassive. And again, it goes to the mindset, because we were one way, and at the end of the journey, it took us this while to all get on the same page, where it doesn't really matter how fast it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen the right way. The OnPassive corporate philosophy actively promotes that global abundance, that human connection that you talked about, Dr. Ford. And of course, the lifting of the human condition for everybody. And it does that by putting others before self, and by providing that cutting edge technology on that state-of-the-art platform that helps us to do that and undergirds everything that OnPassive is and is working for. It encourages a culture of blessing. That's what we've got, right? Through and for others, for personal growth that we can then expand out to others. And that platform has or will have whatever is needed to manage any online presence. Now, on the surface, that sounds like, oh, that's just technology. No. What we're saying is that we are a company that will eventually have the resources available to help us not only determine what our passion is, but the means and resources to put that passion into action for the benefit of our families, our communities, and the world as a whole, as Dr. Bill had alluded to in what he just said. And in this way, we will, as Ash has said, and Mabel, I think it was one of you in the beginning said, we're going to eradicate poverty at the global level. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay, it's already happened. We just got to get there. Okay, and so thank you, Dr. Ford. You really, I mean, man, somebody could go and listen to that, and they could write a book just on what you just said, and when they unpacked it. So God bless you, man. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Kumaran, you want to go or Raj?
Let Raj.
Okay.
Since
Raj.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Hello, I am Raj from India. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The galaxy of intellectual. What an incredible moment. Yeah. First of all, I had what a motivational speaker she is. Blasting, super duper, so energetic. She is symbol of tremendous power, and she is creating what a wonderful vibes in the OnPassive arena. I hats of you again, Dr. Tunishai. Yeah, wonderful lady. Yes, my dear friends, I appreciate your incredible, excellent sharing, ma'am. And you have set extraordinary example for the world. OnPassive is having two important power: one, education and motivation. Yeah, that shows and give a new height in the arena of OnPassive. OnPassive is providing a immunity of the universe. Why I am saying that? It is a harbinger of happiness, providing the everlasting beauty, everlasting smiling in the face of 8 billions of the people of the universe. What a great legend company OnPassive is, my dear friends. OnPassive is symbol of white blood cell of universe. It is a mitochondria. It is a powerhouse of universe, creating a ATP energy. Money is all about. It is just like a panacea. Yeah, it is just like a panacea. We know today what the condition of the world is, that we are facing global changes, climate change, acid rain, atmospheric corruption, corruption in the internet, and this is a great challenge for humanity. Humanity is suffering with a lot of pain. Do you want to feel? Look at a picture of dark side of the poor people, an army of the army of unemployment people and famine and starvation of the people. It is so painful, my dear friends. But nobody has taken any action. There is only one, the creation of the God, the power of one tremendous personality, a genius mind, and loving nature, and fair, so adorable personality, and man of resilience, a man of determination, a man of creation, a man of innovation, a global man of the humanity, Mr. S. Mubarak, who is taking a great challenge. He accepted a challenge that he can resave the planet, and that is not an easy task, my dear friends. But we are champion, and ONPASSIVE is going to accomplish all the tasks. It is indeed a fabulous moment, stupendous moment. For why I am saying that, we represent core technology of the world: artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and data analysis, multiple automation, autopilot mode. These are all the biggest weapon of the today's arena. And we represent Web3, 6 innovation of invention. And this is the industry 4 generation. My dear friends, before ONPASSIVE, our life is very struggleful. Yes, I accepted. But after ONPASSIVE, do you know, this is a humankind generation 2.0. It is going to be remarkable. It is going to be rejoice for each and everybody. And it is going to be financial freedom, time freedom, economic renaissance of the world. We have done it because, oh, connect, oh my dear friends, this incredible power, a single, what a legend company, oh, Connect is that, having a stupendous power, a tremendous power. It can bring a true financial freedom. We have O Academy, which is coming, O Tracker, O Staff, O Desk. Each product is like a super duper, awesome, fabulous, user friendly, time friendly, and it increase. And it acts like a catalyst for bringing a paradigm shift in the universe, my dear friends. I want to add one more point, please. Yeah, what I am saying that, what is happening after ONPASSIVE, whole, we are sitting in the apples of volcano. It is going to burst. Whole community is coming. Now it is a great time for Indian. I feel so proud. We successfully landed, soft landed,
Yes.
Chandrayaan 3 on the moon, on the south pole of the moon. That is really what a great victory and a great asset and treasure for humanity. So, my dear friends, we represent ONPASSIVE as a founding member. We are true symbol of love and generosity, compassion, and we have to act a harbinger role as a blessing of humanity. We have to touch the needs of the people, like his lifestyle, and ONPASSIVE gives 100% guarantee of what? Lavish, luxurious, ultimate, extraordinary life. Yes.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Raj, and
Raj.
congratulations, India, for landing on the moon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is next?
Miss Kashbu?
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank you.
Miss Kashbu.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, according to your time zone and our time zone. And I am really very blessed that I am the part of ONPASSIVE. What is in our hand? In our society, we have to firstly change our mind to do, to help, to encourage everyone. So in ONPASSIVE, we are making the change. We are creating the change among the 40 lakh plus founder. Each and every founder is now not thinking only for themselves. They have thinking for others, helping for others. We have a thought process, we have a mindset, and the mindset inspire you to take actions. And what is in our hand? Our incredible tools. The solution which we provide to the whole world, whole internet user at very lowest price. By that, we can save their money. As we know, our our video conferencing tool have more features and we have the less cost, and for Zoom we have to pay more. This way we save their money and we can save their time also. We can give them education by creating these type of webinar, whether the webinars topics are different, and more than 280 webinar created every day in ONPASSIVE family. We are united, and the power of unity shown in ONPASSIVE, this is in our hand. We are learning from each and everyone. We are sharing our education, our technology, what we have to others, and others are sharing the same thing with us. In this way, we are growing individually overall. Whether we have not the technical knowledge or we have a great technical knowledge, but in together we are going the same ladder and we are improving ourselves by educating ourselves, and we have the power to change someone's life. Those who are in power, those who are wasting their time in internet 1 or 2 hour or 3 hours for entertainment purpose, but they have no idea. They have no idea by investing those time on internet, we can earn something. Some of our people lost their money in MLM business. And here we are not MLM business. We are the business to provide everyone's time freedom, money freedom, education freedom, technology freedom, and the most thing, we are united as a family worldwide. As in the panel, someone is from India, someone from USA, someone from Malaysia, someone from Singapore, someone from Ireland, UK, and as a whole, we totally on one single platform on passive, and we are together. Togetherness is the great way to change something, to build something. Thank you. Over to Jenny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Kashbu. Thank you for sharing. And welcome that you are able to join us tonight. Come again next Thursday, okay? All right. Next we have Dr. Benny. Dr. Benny, please. Dr. Benny, you are muted. Dr. Benny.
She's on the phone.
She's on the phone. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Let me continue.
Shall we call? Kumaran, you want to go?
Yeah, let me continue. Okay.
Okay.
Then I might forget what I want to talk.
Okay.
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 Dr. T, I'm following you for the past 1 year in the deep dive. So what you shared just now, okay, how to say, like our sister Debbie say, you nail it. You nail it. Okay?
Thank you.
So it was very fast. I just get one point there. Okay? One point. The God is preparing us. Okay, the God is preparing us. Because this is my experience. I get it very fast when you mention God is preparing us. So when our COS started in 2018. Mr. Mabel, no need to spotlight me. I want to see everyone. Okay. All right. So when the God prepared, so when our CEO started in 2018, when our brother John Jeffrey Morlock already start doing in 2018 the networking, and our brother John Barella, Jeffrey, and I'm sure few of here the pioneers already started, but in 2018 I'm still doing my other work that I got fed up. And what I did in 2019, I from Malaysia, I moved to Singapore. So when I went to Singapore, coincident, I met Lawrence. Actually, I was doing another work, but Lawrence was my Facebook friend. So I met him personally in Singapore. Then Lawrence introduced Mabel to me. Then that's how I know Wade, and we that means in 2019 God is preparing me to meet all my leaders, my team here. But then I was then COVID came, so I have come back to Malaysia, then stopped going to Singapore. So in 2021 March, Satish, who joined under Lawrence and Faith, he called me, asked me to join ONPASSIVE. So I just joined, okay, because Satish is my Facebook friend, and he asked me to join, so I just joined. But I never go through anything, no information, nothing. I just quiet. It's another investment, because same thing. Satish also told me another 2 weeks time we're going to launch. So I heard, oh, another 2 weeks time we're going to launch. So I just joined. But then nothing happened until November, when Mabel started doing the Zoom. Then I saw Dr. Bill. So that's where I meet everyone in the Zoom. Then I start go and Google who is Dr. Bill. I go and see who is Ash. I Google, but then I never get anything much information about our CEO. But everything about Dr. Bill, which is all his charity, he already started doing Oblast. He was in Kenya and his YouTube. So from there I know. I just trusted Dr. Bill. So and then Kamal, my friend Kamal in Singapore, I start invited him, and suddenly Kamal is a Muslim friend, okay, and I'm Hindu. When we all talk about Jesus, so the divine energy. So I was very close with Kamal. Then we introduced my leaders, and we attend all the webinars. So that's how we grew, and the team came in, and suddenly okay, until now, okay, it's all. I cannot prolong. We continue, but that when you say the God prepared earth, so that is true, Dr. Tunishai. That is correct. So even my team, I used to go and pray our Lord. One of the Lord name is Dr. Permal. Okay, Permal. So I used to go temple pray Permal, and all the most of them in the beginning part, all the team members who came, founders who came, they have this God name. In our Hindu, they have this God name, and all is follow the Perumal name. So I was, this is the God showing me the light. Am I in the right path? Because most of the founders who join under me, they carry this name. So I was God. I was 100%. The God is showing me the right path, and I start doing this full time on passive. All right. So that is my sharing. Thank you, Dr. Dennis.
Thank you, Kumaran. Thank you for sharing your path. And we love you. If not for you, we won't get all the avatar. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dr. Tunishai,
Thank you.
your avatar is from your Facebook. I got a photo from your Facebook. I think that is very young time. And you in the Facebook, you are like a mini Oprah. You're doing so many programs.
I'm on YouTube. You can see some of my former TV talk. You can see some of my shows, full episodes on YouTube. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we have Dr. Benny. Dr. Benny, are you with us now? Huh? Can't hear you.
I thought it's Sister Julie. She is first.
No,
I mean, she. Oh.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Oh, okay,
It's
then
Debbie.
then we
for
get.
me.
Okay,
Thank
then we
you.
call Sister Julie first. Sister Julie, please.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Dr. T. Wow. 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 Listen, Dr. T, you've opened so many doors, so many windows for me. I might get emotional. Sorry. I have been in this place that you were. I was on my back, possessed with 5 demons, and I thought I would have died. I did not ask God to take my life, but I promised God if he sends me back, I would do his will and I would serve him. And here I am. I've prayed to God to give me the resources to help others. I have many projects in mind for my country, for my community.
Praise God.
And I did not understand why God wasn't giving it to me right away. I was like, God, I've been praying. Why don't you answer me? You're answering everybody else. Why don't you answer me? And I did not understand the process. I needed to go through the fire. I needed to go through the process. I needed to have the mindset. I needed to be purified. And now I am so thankful for that process that ONPASSIVE has provided for me, that journey of meeting so many people, accepting people where they are, being able to forgive is one big thing, I tell you. Because you don't forgive for people's sake, you forgive for yourself. So you could grow, so you could, you could thrive. I get so emotional when I see men show their emotions. Jeffrey, you broke me down. You just tore me. Thank you for showing us that side of you. Dr. Bill, well said, well said, well said. Everybody else who have spoken, well said. I am so ready to use this opportunity that God has given to me in my hands to help the world, to help people. I am not so concerned about myself and my family because I know with ONPASSIVE we will be all right. My main focus right now is to help others, to help people, to help the hungry, to help those young ladies in my country who they get pregnant and they have nowhere to turn to. Sometimes the families put them out on the streets and they have to fend for themselves. They have the babies, to take care of, and they can't even take care of themselves, those babies. So this is one of my missions. For years, I've been wanting to open a shelter for young pregnant mothers, open a soup kitchen for my church so that we can give those persons who are at home, homebound, a hot meal, even though it's just once a week. That would help them so much. Some of them cannot even afford to pay for their medication. And this is where I am focused. And I want to thank God. I pray every day. I thank God for Mr. Ashmafar. I thank God for my sponsor who has given me this opportunity to be in such a great organization, such a great movement. Thank you for everyone who has helped me during this journey. Thank you. And I pray, God, that we all remain focused, as Dr. T said. If you are not focused, you will lose it. Wealth can either make you or break you. We have to be focused. Be focused and be mindful of our purpose, why we are in this place. Be mindful of Mr. Ashma Farah, who has given us such an opportunity, and all he's asking us is to help humanity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. If I say any more, I might get emotional. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Julie, for sharing and for sharing your heart. We appreciate you and we thank you, and may God bless you. Continue to bless you. Okay, before I call on the others, may I call on Sister Debbie? Has Sister Debbie left? Because she's in a, I think she has to leave early. I'm not sure if she's still here. Sister Debbie? She may have left, huh? Yeah. Okay, it's okay. She may have left. Okay, then we have Dr. Benny, please. Dr. Benny,
Thank you.
over to you.
Greetings. So I have to start with that, right? Greetings. Oh,
Greetings.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my queens and kings. You guys don't know about queens and kings, right? We do have queens and kings all over the globe. I want to take this moment to thank Queen Mabel, Queen Jennings, Queen Faith, Brother Kumaran, Dr. Bill Williams, Brother Jeffrey, Brother John. I want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity. You guys know that before I say anything to Dr. T, I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing you and I together. The air that you and I were breathing at this moment is because He loves you. He brought you and I together because He wants you and I to see each other. You guys know that there are a lot of people suffering, right? Out there. They're paying for the air, but you and I will not. So make sure when you wake up in the morning, you have to thank Him for what He has done. And one thing that I like about Dr. Tunishai, but please, Dr. T, I would say remarkable presentation. Yes. And one thing I notice nowadays, people are talking about the importance of God. But do you guys know who owns ONPASSIVE? Do you guys know who owns ONPASSIVE? Our Heavenly Father. He owns ONPASSIVE. But He assigned our visionary to all of us. You guys remember what He stated? Either I do or I die. He's not afraid of anything. And you guys know that He is a perfectionist. Our CEO, Mr. Ashma Farah, is a perfectionist. That is why, despite the fact that a lot of brand ambassadors or affiliates, they are complaining, oh, we have been here since 2018. Why are we not launching? Actually, my cousin told me yesterday, she was angry. I said, I will not be mad at you because you're a nurse. If you were an IT person, then I will be mad. But being a nurse, you don't understand the system development life cycle of a software, of a project, of a product, of anything. Because if you do, anyway, I don't want anyone to be angry in front of me. You guys know me, right? Don't play with ONPASSIVE. Do not play with ONPASSIVE. No, I'm serious. Queen Mabel, nobody should play with ONPASSIVE. Now, just like Dr. T stated that God gave Moses the power to control the world, God gave power to our CEO to also control. Since he is a visionary, he decided to share his vision to you and I. As we all know, we have 8 billion humans on Earth, but only 1.4 plus million decided to join ONPASSIVE. God wanted you guys to do so. You know why? Because he knows that the vision that our CEO has given to us, we also will share the vision to those who are suffering, the underprivileged children, orphanage, widowers. There are a lot of people suffering in the nursing home, group homes, and everything. And also in Africa, all over the world. When you and I start receiving these apples, hopefully you will go out there and share it to those who are in it. And there is no need to say you will do it and you don't do it. I will be on your case. Anyway, I don't want to take too much time, but I want you all to know that I want to thank our CEO for everything and his entire family, our tech brothers and sisters, our CEO's dream team, Brother Kamal, Brother Nazar, Dr. or Professor Susan and the whole media team. And also I want to thank you all, our brand ambassadors or affiliates, for sitting. I love you all. My name is Dr. Bene Ntinglet, and I am your friend.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you
We
for
are your
your
friend.
very touching speech, and we are your friend, definitely. Thank you so much. Okay, next we have Mr. Pierce Uber from Ireland.
Hello, Jane.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you for inviting me all the time. As I told you guys previously, I don't have any account with anybody from Malaysia or Singapore, but the love I have on your passion, that is why I always join you guys every Thursday. Even if I'm at work or even if I'm at home or doing other things, I have to join to support, to hear. I have a lot of testimony, which I've said before, but I don't need to repeat it all the time because I'm so excited what Dr. T has said today make me to stand like a man. I thank God for ONPASSIVE. I thank God for Ashmu Ferrer because if it's not ONPASSIVE, the world is coming to the crash on finance. Everywhere in the whole world, everywhere, the whole country, things are not moving. Economic are bad, but because God gave us this opportunity, we are on top. I'm sorry, I have one question I want to ask Dr. Bill or Jeffrey. That question is for the new affiliate, the sellers. I don't know if I have an opportunity to ask that question because some of my team and some people are asking those questions. So if they know the answer, for the new affiliate that come under us, they're surprised, they don't know how much they're going to pay. We, the founders, we know how much we're going to pay for our 3 months subscription. We know that when we have 143, you are good to go on your account. But the affiliate, we know is 375, but they don't know it's then going to be spread into 3 so that they will start paying 125 for the first month. They are worried about that because in the third world, you guys know in the third world, before you see somebody who are not working to raise $375 to activate, it's going to be so difficult. So if Bill or Jeffrey will know the answer so that we can be mentoring those people, or if they don't know the answer, if they will pass this message to Ash, because in third world country, more especially Africa, it's not easy for one person to raise $375 to activate. So that is my question. Sorry, I don't want to go more because there's some hands raised here, but that is the question I want to ask if they have any information about that. Thank you.
Pius, I don't think I've heard the definitive answer from anybody of what an affiliate will pay. We have heard that it's going to be $125 a month, and that's not, saying the affiliates will pay that, but I wouldn't put that into writing and say that's the fee per month that they'll pay. It may be a better deal, a lesser deal, but I don't think it's been actually stated. But Jeffrey, what do you think, or Dr. Derek?
Yeah, let me just quickly answer that. Actually, yes, it's 125. That is for the cost. That is for the cost of the OConnect for the first 3 months. That was what was stated on Friday. That it's 125. That's the cost. However, and that's 125 a month. So 125 month 1, 125 month 2, 125 month 3. So everyone else is going to pay a 125 per month. However, Founders is a collective of these 125 multiply, then subtract and add and subtract. And for the 3 months, it's 143 Founders. But everybody else will pay 125 a month for the next 3 months. Then after this 3 months is over, then it is something different for the package going forward after the first 3 months. So there will be monthly, there will be quarterly, there will be annual packages with different levels of OConnect. I guess, speakers and participants, etc., etc. But again, it's 125 a month for everyone. But on passive, founders get a little sweetness. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Derek. To me, I knew too well on the founder's position, we have to provide 143 for the package of 3 months. And you answered the question about the affiliate. The affiliate is where I have too much concern, because they want to know, are they paying monthly or the whole 3 package will be paid once? But I do hear from Derek is monthly, which will be so easier for everyone, not only in Africa too, the whole world, so easier for them. So thank you for answering the question. I knew what to tell them, because why I'm bringing this issue to you guys, other platforms, some people doesn't know what to say. They pin it. The founders who are the leaders there, they pin it that you have to pay $375 because you are not a founder, which I told them that is not the truth. Then I say, let me confirm from the leaders from here. Thank you so much. I don't want to take time. Thank you, Mabel. Keep updating me and sending me the link every week. I will be there for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just to also answer that question, King Pius, just go into the ecosystem. All the information is right there in the ecosystem. We don't have to guess. We don't have to assume. We don't have to think. We don't have to do any of that. Right there, I got the information right there in the ecosystem on the updates. And if you click on OFounders logo and you go into the OFounders.net, then on the updates again, you will see where Butler and those persons who have written, it's right there to read. The YouTube videos is right there on varied YouTube channel. So there's no guessing, there's no ifing, there's no butting. Everything is spelled out right there in our updates. Please let us get familiar with our updates and stop speculating. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you. And thank you, Pierce. Okay, next we have Mr. John Barella.
Yes, thank you. sneaking me in here. I didn't raise my hand as quickly as I usually do, and I always also like to be brief, mainly because I like to listen to what everyone else has to say. And I just want to thank Dr. Derek for saying something that I say all of the time. Let's go in and look at our updates in the O Founders back office. The tab is there for us in our OES, and that's where you find out the specific, accurate information. And this is going over and over again. So just let me reiterate and say, thank you, Dr. Derek. That's very clear, and everybody listen to what he's saying. And then very quickly, I would just say, because I have to go, I have to leave early. I'm sorry. I would just like to say thank you, Dr. Ford. You're very inspirational. I made my little notes of your 7 points, and I found it very interesting that when you completed, you said that God will help to lead us to become a global world changer. And that's very interesting to me because I just happen to be already involved with Milo, who has started a club in ONET, but it's a group, and we call ourselves Global World Changers. So I found that very interesting that your last point was how God will help us to become global world changers, because I'm already thinking about that and I'm on my way. So, and that's all I have to say, everybody. But thank you very much for letting me speak. I now have to go to my dermatologist. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brother John. Thank you. Okay, next we have Mr. Victor Ebel from UK.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to each and everyone, and especially a good day to Dr. T. I was mesmerized by your presentation. I believe every single word, the 7 points that you laid out for us, those are principles, and I believe in them to be universal principles that they go beyond religious beliefs, they go beyond political beliefs. They're universal principles that we can apply to effect change in our lives for the better. And yes. I really appreciate that. And I also, in 1969, I was in my early 20s then. There was a song called "The Creator Has a Master Plan." It was a song by a man called Pharaoh Sanders, and it says the Creator has a working plan, and it says peace and happiness for every man. And I believe that ONPASSIVE is the epitome of that. It's a working plan for peace and happiness and sharing and caring for all mankind. I think that we've gone beyond religion again. We've gone beyond politics again. We've gone beyond our racial differences. We've gone beyond all of that. And one man has been able to gather over a period of 5 years, over 1 million of us who are now thinking along the same lines, acting the same way at the same time. And that is only the work of God. So I believe that that is the Creator's master plan, and he has given us Ashmufara as a spearhead for that master plan. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for those who have grabbed it and are running with it. And the wonderful thing, the greater wonderful thing about it is there's space for more. It's ever increasing circles. It doesn't stop with the 1.4 million. It increases daily as people come to a realization and an understanding that ONPASSIVE is the answer to all of their problems, not all at once. The changes are not going to come all at once, but one step at a time. The answers for all the problems will be resolved through ONPASSIVE. And I'm greatly honored to be a part of that movement. Again, Dr. T, Thank you. And I also want to give a special thanks for the team in Malaysia and Singapore who put together this this program for us. I think it is a wonderful program, and I think it should, it should be shared amongst everyone in ONPASSIVE. The format, the way it takes, the way you've compiled it, it is marvelous. And I want to thank you for and appreciate you for allowing me to be a part of it. Thank you. God bless you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. Thank you for your compliment, and we appreciate you for coming on board. And we thank you for your and we are humbled by what you just shared. Thank you so much. Okay, next I would like to call Mr. Divya. Mr. Divya, you were on off. I see your hand. Uh-oh, what happened? He's gone again. Okay, we'll call him next. Okay, we have Mrs. Yogeshwari. Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Yogeshwari.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hi.
you may speak now. Yeah, hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. I'm Yogeshwari Markam from India. It was excellent presentation by Tunishai, ma'am. Highly appreciated, knowledgeable, heart-touching, and mind-blowing. Really, ONPASSIVE is game changer. It is 100% guarantee of financial freedom and time freedom. ONPASSIVE is wonderful gifts of our life. We are so fortunate be as founding members. I want to help poor people and prefer to resave love, combination, and generosity of human kindness. Artificial intelligence is really most core technology. It has a huge potential to resave the planet. I love ONPASSIVE and our CEO, Mr. S. Mufre, dynamic, great genius personality. Thank you so much giving such a wonderful opportunity in this platform. Have a fantastic day to all. We
Thank
are
you.
so
Yes, we are so in it to win it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Yogeshwari. Thank you. Okay, we have Mr. Henry Tucker. Mr. Henry Tucker, please.
Hello, Dr. T and everyone else.
Hi.
This is Henry Tucker. You remember I talked to you and I told you when I meet you, I want that big hug.
Okay.
With that beautiful smile, like remind me of Dr. Benny. But if I may, I'd like to share something with you. I'd like to share a passage out the Bible with Dr. T if it's okay.
Please do. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is from the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 23 through 27. And when he was entered into a ship, his disciples followed him. And behold, then arose a great tempest in the sea, and so much that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he said unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and then there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obeys him? Now that's Mr. Ash. He got 1.4 million people to believe in his mission. And he's uplifting humanity and he's changing the world.
Yes.
Thank y'all for letting me speak.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Henry.
you.
Praise God.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Henry. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, next we have Mr. Divya Kumar. Mr. Divya Kumar. Yeah, you can unmute,
Yes,
Mr. Divya.
unmute.
No, he's muted.
Yes.
Can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay.
We cannot hear you. Uh-oh, you went off again. Okay, we have Miss Patricia Tava from Malaysia.
Hi, good evening again, everybody. And just want to thank Dr. Tunishai for sharing her purpose-driven life. So what she said in the 7 points is what I would summarize as a definitely purpose-driven life. Okay, I can identify one thing there is that integrity is very important. And also what she said about number 4, not allowing yourself to fall. I always believe in 2 things, which I always tell my friends is OPO and OPA. Is other people's opinion and waiting for other people's approval. So your life has got to go without that, because if you have that kind of thing in your life, you will always stay back. A lot of things may not happen the way you want because you're waiting for other people to approve and also waiting for other people's opinion. End of the day is what you want and what you love and what you need to move on with. So, and this is also a wake-up call to be ready to move on the journey of ONPASSIVE. So it's just imagining that if you want to go on a journey and you want to go by train, but when the train arrives at the platform, you're either late to get on the train or you're having too much baggage. And by the time the train moves, you can't get on. So many times we have had this train of life passing by through our lives, and many of us have missed it. So this is one opportunity for us to get on the right train, to go on the journey of our life, which is going to be so beautiful that we all can see. So we need to wake up and be ready for it. That's why she talked about number 1 is having the preparation, not thinking about the lost time and all that kind of points. That is what it relates to me. Just be ready for your journey. Thank you very much. Much love. Dr. Tunishai, I really give my heart out to you. You spoke with your heart, and I feel that I can feel everything that you said, that is like how you've been through life. Many of us, we all have been through life in certain things, and we have come out of it. So the beautiful scenery and beautiful journey is there. So we must be prepared. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Patricia. Thank you so much. Okay, now we have Dr. Derek. Dr. Derek, please.
Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of lovely, holy love to everyone in Singapore and Malaysia. Really appreciate this wonderful, fine group. Dr. Bill Williams, awesome. Queen Jeannie, and Queen Mabel, and King Kumaran, and First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, and King John, and King Morlock, and oh my goodness, all the kings and queens up in this house. Awesome. Listen, Queen Mabel and Dr. Bill. Dr. Tunishai is on a short loan. Don't take her away, okay? Very short loan. Very short loan. All right. Just sharing a little of the grace and the blessings that we get every Tuesday. All right. So don't try to snatch her away. All right.
Global family.
Because listen,
I'm not going anywhere, Dr. Derek. I'm with you.
All right. We have a contract, We have a contract. All right. Wonderful. Because I tell you, she did the topic. She did the topic on Tuesday, but the content was vastly different. It was awesome. You nailed it. You nailed it on this one. It was a better version of what we had on Tuesday. And so thank you very much, really and truly, Dr. T. It was awesome. It was awesome because we really need to know what we have in our hand. And Ashmafari said it over and over, we don't know what we have in our hand. And that is why people asking back for their little $97, right? One meal at the View in Manhattan. You know, that's it. One meal. You cannot carry a date with $97 to the View. So I don't even know why people are asking back for $97 because that cannot start any business. Really. And yes, I know that $97 is a lot of money for some people. Yes, I understand that, but we have to put it in context. It is nothing you can use to start a business. Just to do a LLC, it's $932.50 to do a LLC. In the United States. So you could not even register your business. All right. So let us understand what we really have in our hands, because not even Moses understood what was in his hand. So even though you don't understand what is in your hand, let us reach out in faith, understanding that what I have in my hand, which is ONPASSIVE, is going to make that difference. And also remember that with Moses, God had a plan.
Yes.
With Moses, God had the plan. With ONPASSIVE, Ash have the plan. So it took Moses 40 years, as Dr. Tunishai and the word said, 40 years of training with goat, with sheep, the worst of the worst animals to lead, because it was the same thing with regards to the children of Israel. Very hard, difficult, unstable set of people. And it's the same challenges we are going to have. It's the same so take this time and get the mindset that we need to take up the challenge in your little sphere, your little community, your little world. Let us use this time to get the right mindset so that you and I can make a difference, a positive difference in this world. Thank you very much, really and truly, Dr. T. That was just an awesome presentation, a splendid presentation, a superb presentation, and I love every bit of it. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome sauce.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Just the way you taught me. Just the way you taught me. Yes.
Stop it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Divya Kumar, you're back. Yeah, you can unmute.
Yes, Kumaran.
I just want to add in, Dr. Derek, about Dr. Tunisia, if she is busy, no need to worry. We just, Mabel just have to get what she want to talk. She just have to give the words. I will do an avatar for her.
Okay. You got a deal there. You got a deal. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kumaran.
If I can chip in too, we know what we got in our hand, Dr. T with us today. And in order to know more about what we have, we need her. We need our brother in US to share with the brothers and sisters in Asia. Dr. T. Thank you, brother Dr. Derek, for sharing your gem with us. It's a universal, she is universal property. But for now, Asia needs her.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. T. And thank you, Dr. Derek, for sharing Dr. T with us.
Yes, yes. Sharing
Okay,
is caring.
Yeah. Mr. Divya is lost again.
Lost again.
Yeah.
He will
He
come
tried
back.
so many times. Yeah.
Give him another minute. We will come back
Yeah.
and we will
Yeah, when he
close.
comes back, we let him say something. Yeah.
And
okay. So Mabel, would you like to take on, or we call on Mr. William?
He's back. He's back. He's back.
He's back?
Yeah, he's back. Dr.
Yeah. Divya, okay, you speak. You
Hello.
off your camera. I think then you won't get cut off. Divya, we cannot hear you.
Am I audible to you? Am I audible to you? Hello?
We cannot hear you very well.
Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. I want do my camera off, and I want you to say something. Instead of various hurdle, I ultimately got this opportunity. Thank you for all of you that you have given me such a nice opportunity to talk to you. And I really want to thank to Dr. Ford that has given such a wonderful, all-powerful, 7 most important principle that how we can excel our life, and it is really very much needed for each and everyone, especially to all the founders, because founders is the key who will really change the whole world. And I'm really pretty sure that the world will show us that what we have did a real change in this planet, in this beautiful planet. We are going to change so many things with the help of, a supreme humanity. And that humanity will absolutely go beyond our thinking, because I know that what as Mufara has really dreamed about. He has dreamed a lot of things, that how a common people can become accomplished and get assisted with the best of best, resources, because nobody should be deprived in this beautiful world. Everyone has the equal rights to get clean water, clean, atmosphere, and all the, important education what he really needs. And I do believe that it will really given by us, and it will be really a most beautiful day. And the days are about to come through the OES. Yes, my dear being, OES is the only way of all the enrichment. So I'm really excited about that. People are going to be crazy, because this will change the paradigm shift of the whole humanity. And I'm really luckiest person at being a founder. And I do appreciate to all of you, all of the big thinkers are there who have really invested a lot of time to learn, to understand, and in the very same tempo, they could also, communicate the same information to the very.
We lost him again. Okay. Yeah, it's 10:59. Yeah, it's almost 11. So I think we will call it the night.
Yes.
So we would like to call upon Dr. Bill Williams to have your last closing with us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you, Faith. The tried and true, the true blue, we call them, the guys in Singapore, Malaysia that started this up, really have to give them all the praise for maintenance and keeping this thing going. So excellent job, everyone who shows up. Today, we wove a tapestry of words using wisdom and passion as our threads. And so we have woven a unique tapestry that is about world changers today. And Dr. Ford gave us the framework, and then we all came in and wove a segment. All the speakers added to it. So we have a joyful event on a Thursday morning. At least in Atlanta, it's a Thursday morning, your Thursday night. So we're leaving a legacy, because when you weave a tapestry, it doesn't get thrown away. It gets hung on the wall, it gets put in a place of reverence. And so everything we do is got longevity built into it. And that's what world changers do. They build things that last. And I want to mention one last thing is my dad would have turned 100 years old this week. He had a birthday this week, and he passed 12 years ago. But if he had been observing what's going on now, he would have said, I saw a lot of change in my 100 years. And he would have actually been able to say, I made a lot of change in my 100 years, because he was a world changer. He was a veterinarian. He was an international traveling veterinarian, went all over the world helping people understand diseases of animals and helping them fix problems that nobody could fix. So he was a world changer himself. And so the legacy that you have, you pass it on. And so there's more changes that are coming in the world, and we could be those world changers. We could be the persons who build a legacy. Since 1923, we've had a lot of changes in the world. In the next 100 years, we're going to have many more changes, and we're going to get to use the tool that God's given us, the ONPASSIVE tool. So thank you, Dr. Ford, for outlining that to us and setting us on a path to cross the Jordan very soon.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you,
Wow.
Dr. Bill. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Wow.
Dr.
Thank you, Mabel.
Tunishai, for thank you.
And Jeannie.
Thank you, Dr. Bill.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Wow, your dad. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Tunishai. We really, really appreciate you so much. And we
Thank you.
really have learned the 7 points from you. And I've taken down notes of that points.
Yes.
And I shall share it with my group. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you.
And yeah, and we love to see you back again with us, and we are waiting for you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I have to come after Dr. Derek. That's a hard act to follow. You know that, right? After Dr. Derek now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you, Dr. Derek, for sharing Dr. Tunishai with us. Yeah. So thank you,
Yes.
everyone. Mabel, you want to say something before we close? No?
Well,
Okay.
fantastic night.
No.
Thank you,
Maran,
everyone.
any more last word from you? No, huh? Okay, so good night, everyone. Thank you for
night.
coming. We love you all, and God bless
Good
every one
night.
of us.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night,
everyone.
Dr.
Good
T.
night. God bless us
Good
all.
night.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you,
T.
Henry. Bye-bye.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care.
Blessings, enough love.
We'll see
Bye.
you. We'll
Good
see you one
night.
of these
Bye.
days.
Dr. T, I
Blessings.
got
Take
your number.
care.
Henry, how about